It seems Halo Studios has officially run out of ideas as fresh rumors say the studio is working on an extraction shooter. The one thing everybody wanted, yeah. At this rate, even this show is going to become an extraction shooter before too long here, but in the meantime, we will dutifully report the news while we're still a news show, and there is plenty to go around on this week's Inside Games Roundup. Saros is getting rave reviews. Google's claiming that every game is already using AI, despite how much you might hate it. And the recently announced Gang of Dragon from Yakuza series creator Toshihiro Nagoshi could be in very serious trouble. Bruce is traveling today, it's why you haven't seen him yet, so let's kick off the news by throwing to the one man that loudly and repeatedly calls himself the Dragon of Austin, Texas after just one beer, Brian Garr.
A little 3% beer too, like a baby beer, and I'm done for the evening. Yeah. All right, let's talk about Halo. First of all, Law Dog, the series apparently has backed away from a battle royale mode that nobody wanted and is trying for something different that probably nobody wants either. This is according to a report from the YouTuber Mr. Rebs, and it involves a rumored project codenamed Tatanka that started out as a battle royale tied to Halo Infinite. Now, the mode was being developed as a separate experience by Certain Affinity and 343 Industries using Halo's Slipspace engine.
Yeah, according to the rumors, the idea included familiar series touches, like maps inspired by classics like Blood Gulch and Valhalla, and players dropping in via pods. We love doing that. But the report says the concept ultimately didn't come together. That's the Battle Royale.
Yeah, and development was paused in 2022 as Battle Royale games became increasingly crowded. Not like extraction shooters. That's just virgin territory.
And so much hunger for more extraction shooters. Yes, people are clamoring, give us more. After the development was paused, the project reportedly evolved into a PvE extraction shooter called Project Eker, this time moving to Unreal Engine as part of a broader shift for the franchise.
So when will we get this Halo extraction shooter? Well, the report says Eker's status is uncertain, with some suggesting it may now exist as a standalone multiplayer experience, while others think it has been folded into the next mainline entry.
Okay, yeah, we should note, none of this is officially confirmed. This is all rumor territory. But if it's real, it demonstrates that Halo is still searching for its next multiplayer identity, which is, kind of ironic considering how impactful Halo was to the multiplayer genre back in the day.
That was the multiplayer console game, yeah. Although, funny postscript to this story, Halo's community director, Sketch, may have alluded to the rumor. He didn't confirm or deny, but he posted a clip of a pottery making game on X and wrote, "Exclusive report. Someone told me the next Halo game is a pottery party game. Am I doing it right?" So just having a little fun with it sounds like.
Yeah, goofing on some rumors. I like that kind of thing. The kind of thing that can't go either way, but shows that you are paying attention. Honestly, I just like Halo to be any kind of game. Just make it and ship it, please.
Exactly.
This kind of thing makes a lot of sense. Studios that are just like prototyping a lot of stuff, searching for ideas, not necessarily finding them. But in the meantime, the years are going by and we're not getting any more games out of it. So waiting for the perfect idea means you often don't get any game at all.
Yeah, it does feel like that perfect being the enemy of the good. And they probably do feel pressure because it's Halo to make something, super amazing given the franchise's history. But I think you can get paralyzed by that. And it feels like that might be the zone they're in.
Yeah, I agree completely. And I understand that about pressure. Yeah. Well, speaking of paralysis, Google's here to tell you that almost every game studio is already using AI. Great. A Google executive says that AI is already widely used in game development, even if studios don't want to admit it.
Speaking to mobilegamer.biz, Jack Buser of Google Cloud said, quote, "Practically every, quote, unquote, major studio uses AI tools, and its surveys, that being Google's, suggest that about 90% of developers rely on them." So it's like Invasion of the Body Snatchers, but like most of the town has already been snatched.
Yeah, and honestly, that kind of makes sense. Just informally talking to people in any kind of work, a lot of people are starting to rely on it for a lot of kind of, those tasks that just don't matter that you have to do anyway. Yeah, a lot of that stuff. But yeah, Jack Buser said that a lot of studios avoid disclosing AI because of potential backlash, and I can understand that. Buser said that tools like Gemini help handle repetitive work, which frees up teams to focus on more creative tasks, or at least that's what we'd like to believe. He pointed to Capcom as one example, saying it uses AI to generate and sort ideas for environmental details.
And then this is an ominous quote from him. He goes, I think what players don't realize is that their favorite games right now were already built with AI. That's like the last scene of Watchmen when he's like, actually, I detonated the bomb 30 minutes ago.
Capcom has acknowledged that it is experimenting with AI to improve efficiency across departments, though it has said it won't implement assets created with generative AI directly into its games. That's a pretty common line these days.
Yeah, but the push toward AI isn't just about convenience. I know you're not going to believe this, Lawrence. It's about money, too.
What?
Analysts at Morgan Stanley say AI tools could cut development costs by nearly half. And according to the analysts, unlock about $22 billion in annual profits across the industry. So it's kind of like mobile. Like, you might not like it, but it is here.
Yes, it really depends on whether or not the audience will accept it. And I think reading between the lines here, he's saying that like the audience already has accepted it because games are already being made with it. I mean, like all tools, I think there's a right and a wrong way to do it. What bugs me about some of these analyst predictions about how much money AI is going to magically whip into existence is that all of them seem to take the perspective that this one company is the one company that's going to get all the benefits from AI and that their products will suddenly like outperform everyone else's. But everyone's doing it all at the same time. They're all rushing into the same space. So I'm not convinced that these profits are going to materialize because of increased competition. If every studio is now making games at a higher quality and faster, that doesn't necessarily mean that everyone will buy more games because now there are more of them to buy. I think that's the problem we've been seeing. So yeah, they're going to lay off a third of their workforce, but that also means that their sales are going to be competing with 5 times as many games. And I'm not sure that that's necessarily a future everybody wants to see.
Who's going to buy these games if no one has a job? Like, there's only so many games Elon Musk can play a day, or his underlings can play for him.
Yeah, let's just hope that there's not some super wealth class that's going to scoop up all these video games, and we'll just be left to mine the rare minerals that make the data farms.
All right, moving on. Saros is a hit with critics and reviews very good, indicating it could be another big one for developer Housemarque.
Hopefully they see the sales to match this time around. The upcoming PlayStation 5 exclusive, which is set to launch on April 30th, holds a very impressive 90 on OpenCritic and an 88 aggregate score on Metacritic.
Reviewers love the game's fast-paced, bullet hell combat and roguelike structure. Many described it as a clear evolution and a refinement, really, of Housemarque's previous game that would be Returnal.
GameSpot wrote, quote, "It might not be a direct sequel, but decisions like this and others elsewhere address every issue I had with Returnal. Housemarque's previous game is fantastic in its own way, yet Saros elevates the studio's roguelite formula to another level." IGN
weirdly was very lukewarm about the game, writing, "Saros tries at an interesting and ambitious story. It isn't always able to effectively tell, but Housemarque has once again proved that its bullet hell sensibilities mesh incredibly well with fluid and challenging action. 7 out of 10, too many bullets."
Not enough color, too much color. Critics also praised the game's progression systems, varied runs, and intense boss fights. This isn't exactly surprising to me. I mean, Housemarque has been mastered at making the exact kind of game they want to make for a long time. I think the big difference here is they've chosen to make a game that is going to be much more broadly appealing. They got the budget and put up some really impressive execution marks with Returnal, but it was still a video game-ass game, very challenging, kind of obscure with its mechanics. It required you to be good. Saros seems like it sanded off a lot of those rough edges, and when that happens, especially with a studio as good as Housemarque, like Housemarque doesn't just make it easier, but they directly address the things that most people have issue with or stop playing because of. So it's a very tactical way of making it easier, but that typically results in more people being happy and higher review scores. So I'm glad to see it, and I think they did it very intentionally, and I think they're really trying to find their commercial hit here.
Yeah, I really like studios like them and Supergiant who like make one kind of game but do it really well. And yeah, this does feel like kind of like what you said. It's like they're looking for their Hades. It's like they got this thing that they like, but now let's make it to where the filthy casuals will like it too.
I don't mind being a filthy casual if the game's good. So,
oh, for sure.
Been waiting for Housemarque to break out for 15 years now. So it's great to see their game getting received well, and I can't wait to crack into it myself.
All right, let's move on to less pleasant news. It has been a little more than 4 months since we saw Gang of Dragon being revealed at the Game Awards, but its future is now looking very uncertain, to say the least.
Yes, I was hoping that we wouldn't get here, but we'll see. The Tokyo-based action-adventure game from Nagoshi Studios was originally backed by the Chinese corporation NetEase, but last month it was reported that NetEase pulled their funding after being told it would need more than $44 million to finish development.
Yeah, and that obviously left the developer, which was started, of course, by Sega veteran and Yakuza series creator Toshihiro Nagoshi, scrambling for a new publisher because you need a lot of money to make video games, and in this case, $44 million more.
Yeah, keep employed, keep the lights on. Since then, we haven't seen the headline we've been waiting for, and things have seemingly gotten worse. People have noticed that the developer's YouTube channel has disappeared.
Ooh, that's not good. Others noticed that the official trailer is gone now too, with only re-uploads available, and then that reveal from the Game Awards is still there. But other than that, bad sign.
You don't like it disappearing from the internet. That's the opposite of what should be happening. Yeah.
No.
Now, to be fair, the game's Steam page is still up, but there's no indication of a release date and no updates at all. So, the fact that the only active thing that's happening is the game retreating from public view is really bad sign.
Yeah, I went to the Steam page and it just looked like an old mall. Like the Dillard's is gone, and it's just kind of, cheesy, like stores and like just a lot of empty. It doesn't seem good, but I hope I'm wrong.
Cell phone case kiosks as far as the eye can see, and that's it.
Right. Yeah. That's right. Dude's aggressively selling you t-shirts in the middle of the mall. Yeah.
Well, we can hope for brighter days. In the meantime, as we look forward to the future, Shigeru Miyamoto says that he hopes that Peach's movie backstory becomes canon to the Mario universe. I never really even thought about Mario canon until just now.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of people jumping around and things. But yeah, they may be rethinking how much story belongs in those Mario games, starting with Peach. This is according to none other than the guy who created Mario, Shigeru Miyamoto. A major reveal from the Super Mario Galaxy movie could become part of the game's official canon going forward.
Yes, apparently the film introduces a new backstory for Peach. Did she even have? She was just princess. That's it. Anyway, revealing that she and Rosalina were actually sisters who were separated as children. Which does that mean Peach is like a space moon goddess now? What the hell's going? Whatever, man. I didn't see the movie yet, so who knows what's going on with that?
Yeah, Miyamoto said Nintendo has historically avoided locking in detailed character backstories because that could limit future game ideas. Makes sense. But with the movies now exploring those origins, he said that approach may be changing.
He added, quote, "Therefore, I'd like to adhere to the backstory established in the movie as much as possible in future games." I kind of don't like that. Ew. Well, whatever.
Mario doesn't need to turn into a soap opera or a long-running, plot-heavy game. The fun in Mario is the levels and jumping around and the cool design and your power-ups. I don't need to know Mario and Luigi had beef when they were younger.
That makes sense for a film, though. Meanwhile, despite negative critical reviews, the movie has stayed at the top of the US box office for 3 weeks and has surpassed $755 million globally. So it's the exact kind of slop that people can't wait to get and chop up. I mean, I guess it makes sense. Like that's the movie fluff. The video game fluff is, the happy music and grabbing coins. It seems properly adapted to each media form.
Yeah, like a movie needs a plot, but a game, or a Mario game specifically does not. All right, let's do a 5-second review. All right, we're back to Deep Rock Galactic Survivor, which I'm still addicted to. I play every day. There is news here, though. It has a new update coming, I think, in the next few days. And it's like a new class, and he drives a bulldozer around, and there's going to be an endless mode and whatever. I've never been more hooked on a game than I have. So I mainly just want to plug it because I want more people to play it, so they'll make more stuff for it. I'm a shill, an unpaid shill.
Hey, I'm on it too. I've been ticking through my weapon masteries because I've just hit this wall, man. at what is it, intensity 5 or whatever?
Hazard 5.
Yeah, Hazard 5. Yeah. So I need to start doing the like piecemeal. I got to do my like mod masteries and my biome masteries just to get the edge to even finish some of these things. And what is with these fucking objectives of like getting 4 fire weapons or 4 ice weapons? I don't even know how to do that. You just have to like keep rolling until you get lucky and get an overclock that changes your weapon type.
YouTube has figured all of this out.
I gotta look on YouTube.
Yeah. But yeah, you just need luck, you need critical hit percentage, and critical damage in your fight. That's just focus on that. You'll kill it.
Well, I'm glad Brian is on my side giving me the Deep Rock Galactic Survivor tips. Now it's time for us to be on your side and let you know all the free games you can play this weekend and save you some money. To kick things off, Epic Games is giving away Doomblade, which is a really cool name for a video game. Amazon Prime subscribers can also claim NeoCab, The Pale Beyond, Monster Harvest, and Snake Core this week. Another very cool video game name.
Xbox Game Pass picked up Little Rocket Lab, Vampire Crawlers, The Turbo Wildcard, and Kiln this week. And because we skipped last week, Xbox Game Pass also picked up Football Manager 26, Hades 2, Replace, and the Thaumaturge, and Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
That's right, I was trying to update the Xbox app to see which Call of Duty Modern Warfare that was. It's the newer one, 2019. That one's quite good. Actually has a really interesting campaign. One of the last, like, well-written, interesting, kind of commenting on US military shit campaign. Pretty cool stuff, so I recommend that one pretty highly.
And finally, Xbox console players can check out Age of Mythology Retold for free this weekend. And all Game Pass subscribers on console can play MLB The Show 26, Anno 117 Pax Romana, and The Survivalist for free until Sunday.
All right, now let's talk about the games that are coming up, and there's some good ones this week. First up, Aphelion. Hunted on a frozen planet, astronaut Ariane must brave rugged landscapes and shifting realities to rescue her wounded partner, Thomas. This action-packed sci-fi adventure blends exploration, traversal, and tense stealth gameplay. Aphelion's coming to PS5, Xbox Series, and PC on April 28th.
Demon Lord, Just a Block. Seek revenge on fantasy heroes as a reborn Demon Lord. Dive into the satisfying roguelite action game where the world only moves when you do. Plan your moves step by step or play swiftly with quick dodges and parries, colliding with enemies to land powerful attacks. Comes to PC April 29th.
Invincible Versus is a brutal superhero 3v3 tag fighting game set in the Invincible universe, where you can battle to the death as a team of fan-favorite characters in iconic locations. Invincible Versus comes to PS5, Xbox Series, and PC on April 30th.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Empire City. A brotherhood in the shadows, a city on the brink. In the vacuum left by Shredder's demise. What? Spoilers. The Foot Clan's grip tightens on the streets you once called home. In the first ever Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles first-person action-adventure VR game, forge your own chapter solo or in co-op with up to 3 friends. It comes to Quest and other VR platforms April 30th.
Weird and intriguing. Okay. Got me interested. Next, Bandit Trap. Defend your home using inventive booby traps as the Trapper, or team up as 3 sneaky bandits and try to escape with the loot. Seems like a fun concept. Bandit Trap comes to PS5, Xbox Series, Nintendo Switch 2, and PC on April 30th.
Next up, Walk of Life is a competitive life simulator for up to 6 players. Choose from a cast of unique roles and duke it out with your friends, bots, or by yourself in this wacky and ever-surprising party game. It comes to PC April 30th.
And finally, talked about it before, Saros. Under an ominous eclipse, Soltari enforcer Arjun Devraj hunts answers on the shape-shifting world of Carcosa. Wield a high-tech arsenal as you dodge, shield, and parry in a fluid flow-state combat dance. This comes to PS5 on April 30th. And as we round out the show here, we want to thank you very much for watching the Inside Games Roundup here. We love putting the show together for y'all, and we only get to do that because you watch it. So thank you very much for that. If you enjoyed the episode, consider subscribing or recommending us to a friend. That's how we find more viewers. We also do have a Patreon that we post all of our content on for free, plus some other benefits like Discord meetups and ad-free episodes. And most importantly of all, we post a daily meme, a fresh-picked meme with every single episode, so you can think of it as one long meme thread at this point, if nothing else. So thank you for watching. Thanks to all our patrons, and we'll see you next time on Inside Games.
For every new patron, I add a rubber band to the rubber band ball. So just incentive right there.
Nothing more Texan than a rubber band ball.
It just feels like a little bit of Pee-wee's Playhouse on my desk.
I've been thinking about that movie a lot lately. Or sorry, show. Oh yeah, Big Adventure, man, what a movie.